any moment. Could be now. Could have been 5 seconds ago. One never knows with the whole Twitch stream situation. But it looks like it's live. It looks like it's there. And yay! Whoop! I've got the looping. Stop the looping. Must mute. There we go. Cool. So hi, I'm Casey. We're going to be streaming on 20 Sides to Every Story. We're going to be playing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, and we are working our way as a party through Tyranny of Dragons, but we're on a special filler episode, actually a couple of them, as we dive into White Plume Mountain. So now is the time for romantic hijinks to find out about our sensei and other such things as happened in filler episodes. What does he wear behind that mask? We may never know. But we do have a new overlay, so I hope everybody enjoys that. The overlay is not entirely completed. I was not planning on rolling this out for another 2 to 3 weeks, but a certain person, a certain potato, gave me some new toys, and I could not resist, so I had to dive in and play with the new toys. You will see those toys lighting up as the players talk, and hopefully it will be working. For the moment, my pachinko machine is disabled. That will come back, but you can, of course, redeem such things as you choose. And I do see some folks out there doing their Tier 1 subscriptions. I didn't get quite enough time to get all of our Ric Flair memorabilia in play, so the woos are disabled for the moment. But you do have a woo in spirit, and we will get some of those notifications back up and running once we get a little bit more time here. So, where we left off, the party has delved into White Plume Mountain in pursuit of 3 legendary treasures, Wave, Whelm, and Black Razor, intelligent weapons that are known to work together. And a hype train already. Congratulations, folks. Hype. But among the things that the party is challenged to do is to recover Wave. They must do battle with a beast in a boiling bubble. Well, they found a bubble, and it is in a boiling lake, and there is a beast involved, and there's a treasure chest. So the dots are sort of in a line. The players have made most of the connections, but they have prudently retreated back behind several large vault-like doors to consider their options. And that's where we're going to pick up. I'm going to ask everybody to give themselves a quick introduction, and as they do that, I'm going to be checking out to make sure some of the technology is working. Let's do this turn order style. Let's go ahead and pull up a turn order. Let's clear it out here. Ask everybody to go ahead and click their token, roll into initiative. Gonna make sure Roll20 is working here. Mal, thank you for saving the day. What? That's what it says. I have to save the day.
Here I come to save the day.
Exactly.
With my initiative.
Oh, good. The technology
Of
appears to be
8.
working.
Nice.
That's better than my initiative. A 4.
Who am I missing?
It's me. I'm getting
Oh.
loading in right now. I apologize.
Oh, no worries.
All right, here we go.
All right, that will bring us to Yaz.
Can
Yaz.
Burkett have an initiative?
I'm going to lump the two of them together and actually say, Yaz, you have just pulled the door shut on the crab. You've taken a quick look around. The noise that you have made opening and closing these doors and dispatching Burkett and Snarla last week has not caused any of the other denizens of the dungeon to swing by and check you out. So, Yaz, what are you doing just as this door closes? And can we also get a quick introduction as to who you are and what you look like?
Sure. I play Yaz. He is a hexblade warlock lizard folk with a lovely pet mouse named Coca. He has a habit of stealing the souls of those he bites, apparently. And going through his mind right now is the closest thing that a lizard can experience to excitement. Because he knows that The very thing that his mentor has told him about is probably behind that door, and he is so very close to touching it and talking to it and getting to know it. And there's a crab in the way that is not very smart. And Burkham say hi, and he'll probably let off a devilish scream.
Excellent. And yes, it does seem that a avatar of your patron is just over there. Chiquito, how are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for asking. How you doing?
Doing all right.
All right.
What are you up to, and what are you looking like these days?
I just Chiquito's still looking like a Warforged druid. A little bit more. His branches are growing a bit more. His jaw's getting a bit more unhinged. Every once in a while, you might see maybe a spider or centipede maybe crawl out of his eyeball or eye hole and go down. He goes, "Hey, what you doing?" Though, open his chest cavity and put it back in. But other than that, he's doing not too bad. At the moment, he's remembering that he has call lightning, so that might have been useful. So we'll see if we still need it or not.
Okay. It's good to remember these things. Now, Chiquito, not to pry, but I do have a question. Nose today or no nose today?
No nose.
No nose today.
That's only for formal occasions.
Formal occasions.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So that'll move us along to Show. Show, can I get an introduction and know what you're doing?
I'm Ed. I play Shola. Sho is a half orc, half Goliath barbarian. She is blue skinned with a dark blue mohawk. She is currently wearing what she calls her adventuring dress because she's discovered dresses when she was in town, and that's all she wants to wear now.
Dang it, that's what I forgot to make. The adventure.
So she's wearing a dress with a shield and a big morning star. And she is sort of contemplating options here. Doing battle with a giant crab monster with a morning star in a pierceable bubble seems unwise.
There are things to be considered about that, yes. So awesome. We got a battle dress going on. Ruby would be proud. And as we kick over towards Rob here, Rob, your attire last time I don't think could be supported in a dungeon. With the I guess that was 2 times ago. With the sequined the bespoke besequined suit. What are you looking like these days?
Well, yeah. I'm Paul. I'm playing Rob Oakes, Rambling Rob Oakes, and I am a 7th level college lore bard. And yeah, I had to leave the suit at home because it doesn't do well in damp and moist climes, and I don't want it to wrinkle. It's there's. I guess I could have it laundered, but I just had the thing tailored, and whatever. I left it at home, so I'm in my leather armor. And with my my everyday hat, my everyday hat just only has about 3 or 4 flowers that come out the side.
Okay.
It has no sparkles or bangles and whatnot. And I'm mostly looking at how can I best help the party here, knowing that most of my offensive capabilities here are going to be no bueno. So.
All right. And with that, we kick over to Anrin. Anrin, can I get an introduction and what you thinking?
Okay, so I'm Maureen. I play Anrin Longsky. She is a wood elf. She is a barbarian, but like all elves, she has a tiny, tiny droplet of the blood of Coralon in her veins, and the recent battles with dragons and the potential rise of Tiamat have awoken that, so she's finding that she can do interesting things like set her hands on fire. So she's having fun with that. Right now, I'm focused on securing one of 3 different kinds of artifacts so that I can reclaim a sacred, venerated object that is currently being held in the grubby hands of Lord Neverember, who will likely regret it when he meets my grandmother.
I mean, his hands are not grub-y. He just does the action of grub-ing a lot. It's a very fine difference, but one Lord Neverember insists that people recognize. And yes, the previous owners of these three items have commissioned the party and are willing to pay the amounts needed to free up the relic of healing from the elven folk. So, let's turn it over to the party for conversation. I think they've got a good feel for the situation at hand. Feel free to ask me questions, and then let me know what all are you doing. With the amount of activity you've seen in and about this area, a short rest would be risky. You would probably have something come up. A long rest, almost impossible within the confines of the dungeon. You'd probably need to step out for a long rest. I do know there are some spells that would help with rests, but likely to be discovered, if not disturbed, during that time. So, what all are you up to?
I guess we
Well,
figure out which way to go.
I can make our short rest more safe by ritually casting a dome over us.
I don't require a rest. I don't know if anyone, how everyone else is doing.
I don't either. I just thought I'd put it out there.
I could use a little bit of healing, but
If we rest, I can amplify the healing too. But if we want to wait a little bit, maybe. I mean, I just
wait
don't
a little bit. I mean, I've been much worse off before. You know that.
Yeah.
Same here.
All right. Well, just know. I mean, if I got 10 minutes, I don't even have to use a spell slot. I can pop this dome up, and we'll have an hour of fairly uninterrupted rest.
Sure. And at the moment, what you've got is a set of three lockable doors, a giant crab, a little protective bubble, and then an entire volcano's worth of boiling water just waiting for you. To the south, we have two forks that have not yet been pursued, going all the way back to where you answered the world's most difficult riddle, defeating the Sphinx and freeing up the options of going north, northwest, or northeast. You've headed north, and we've got two more options to go.
But we want to get at what this crab's guarding, don't we? I mean, isn't that what you're looking for, Yaz?
My thought was that perhaps if we were to backtrack and take another way, we might find a way into that location that might be safer.
I don't know. I mean, it looked like it was in a bubble that only had an entrance from where we were at, but
I thought when we had the door open, we could see two pathways that enter it elsewhere.
Can it get through the door? I seem to remember that it was bigger than the door.
It is bigger than the doors, so it cannot get through the doors, but it can get to the doors. And actually, you can hear it scraping, like just trying to get a pinch of that door frame, but it can't quite. So you just hear scritch, scritch, scritch on the far side of the door.
So couldn't we open the door and just beat it to death?
The reason I'm hesitant to do that is because if the membrane is punctured and the water comes out, we are at the low point where it all comes. So
Has the membrane come to the door?
The membrane basically comes up to where the tunnel widens, and it's sort of secured, stuck there. So it doesn't come all the way up to the door, but about 10 to 15 feet away from the door, probably past where the crab is standing right now, that's where the membrane starts to lay in and carry forward. While you were scouting around out there, you were able to see that there is sky above. So somewhere up through all that water is daylight. How deep you are, probably a good ways. And there were two other sources of water flowing in. You could tell by the way that the bubbles were moving and kind of carrying forward. So there is a um, inlet of water and an outlet of water happening within that volcanic area. And I'm not sure you all know a lot about it, but you know water is constantly moving around there, heading down, hitting hot rocks, boiling, coming up, falling down. There is a lot of motion happening.
Well, I am fine with doing a little more exploring before trying to get my hopefully new friend. But yeah, if
Architects?
maybe we find something helpful.
I find myself at a place where I have no short-term goals, so I'm happy to assist anybody in what they're looking for here. So you help me help you. Just tell me what you're needing, and I'll be there.
I think
am-
maybe the first thing we should do is get maybe away from that door just in case that crab decides to open it up. Maybe we just close these doors, pick maybe north or west or east, and we just get going.
I'm feeling a calling to the west myself.
So the west, it is.
Sure.
The West is the best.
The West is the best. And good news, in fact. As you head down the steps, you realize that drain that you opened some time ago has done its work. The ledges are clear, and you were able to walk without sloshing through that nasty, slimy water. Now, it does still remain in the large pool area of that room to your south, so that's all still wet in there. But this walkway, gloriously clear. Your boots may dry out, and it stays dry as you come down. You can see where there's a fair layer of scum and such that's left behind, but pretty good.
We did look in this room. Did we look in this room?
Yes, Octopus crept into all those rooms while flopping about, and nothing to be found in there. It looks like that may have been the Kelpies play area or storage area.
Right.
And the only thing down there is a little bit of rust and bones. What you do see...
I'm gonna jump.
Go for it!
Do you want me to roll?
Nah, you're fine.
All right.
All right, so wait, hang on. No, you're fine, because it's a running long jump and you travel your strength. Unless your strength is a 5 or under, you're okay. You're not that weak, right?
No, I'm not
Okay.
that weak.
Um,
I'm not strong though.
I will say you can decide how comical what you just did was.
It would not look good.
As you look to the north and west, you see that there is an area where the water has not drained away. Looks as though there's a pit right here. That pit likely would have been a nasty surprise had there been a foot of water remaining, but you can see it clearly now.
Huh. Well, that's convenient. Or could have not been, but I mean, hey, now it's convenient.
It just vindicates the decision that we made to drain the water.
There you
Well,
go.
I can go to the edge and help anyone across if you don't think you can jump it.
I most likely cannot.
It'd be touch and go for Rob.
I can toss you.
So how
Can we
deep is the
have
water
the ice flow?
actually?
So it is a 10-foot deep pit, and it's about 10 feet across, 10 feet deep, 10 feet wide. They're very into symmetry. It is filled with water. So the worst that can happen to you is you get wet and possibly sink. I don't think we have too many heavy armor wearers here, so I think that'll be okay for most.
Okay, because if that's the case, then I could probably just swim across.
Oh yeah, you could definitely sink in there, get your swim on, and make your way across.
Burkhead could just float
Just
over.
I would just as soon not smell like wet cat. because some of these feathers and flowers don't. So I'll try to jump.
You got it. Let's see a little athletics there.
I will toss you if you like.
Oh, totally fine.
I feel very strong right now. All right, let's go. Yeah. Hey, Bert,
Well-
what's happening?
I know I'm going to pay for this assumption that I have some athletic skill. Just given my strength and everything else, I'm going to go ahead and try and jump too.
Sure.
I think your strength is sufficient. You might not need to check.
Yeah. You
Oh yeah,
probably
you got
automate
it. No problem. It would only be a embarrassing fail. It would be you land on the slimy spot of cross, but you make it and land adeptly.
Oh,
And that hallway that you're working your way down to the northwest, Burkett X lets you know that there's a corner and then another corner in his ever communicative way of what was it? Fist pumps. One fist pump, two
Yeah.
fist pump.
Yeah, or finger.
Finger.
Counting. Yeah.
So he gives you the little like wiggle wiggle. And what you see when you come up there is a series of copper-colored metal plates line the walls of the path before you. That stretches a good 40, 50, 60, 70 feet down a hallway before that hallway opens up into a larger room. And you can
that does
just
not look good.
barely make that out. Going up that way. Now, I think some of you had detected a trap, but I don't know that you figured out what type of trap it is yet. Would those of you would whoever would like to take point investigating this, give me a perception, or if you happen to have the ability, a thieves' tool.
I might be able
Um,
to use my perception. Take
I
a look.
have the thieves tool, I think.
Can we both do it, or only
Sure,
one?
we can do one and one. Perception and a thieves' tool.
Perception.
Okay. Thieves' tool.
It was giving me the business.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Nice.
very nice. So, careful inspection. Chiquito, it's not like a fall trap or a smash trap. These plates aren't going to come together and squish you or anything like that. In fact, they're really well secured to the walls. You can't find any sort of grip or dent or anything like that. Rob, as you're working with your tools start to heat up a bit in your hand, eventually becoming uncomfortably hot. And you take them away from the plates for a little while, and they cool down, and then you... Okay. Anything metal that goes between here gets real hot.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
It looks as though they are emitting a heat metal spell of some sort.
I'm so glad that happened because I was really afraid of metagaming here. So because you described it that way, can I hold it just above the panel? Am I tall enough to get it above the?
The plates are 6 feet high and 6 feet wide,
Okay.
and as
So
you stretch up there, the field is going floor to ceiling basically.
Okay.
Hmm.
So there's no way to just kind of slide them through here necessarily.
Why don't we just throw them in the bag and drag them behind us?
That makes sense.
None
We
of
can-
us
I need to
wearing.
take my shirt off though.
It's a bold choice.
Chiquito's gonna put his little toe in front of the.
Oh, 'cause you're metal. Partly,
Chiquito,
aren't you?
you are
Some-
metal, aren't
A
you?
little bit. A bit of me is still metal. Yep, haven't finished.
Bit of you is
Been
still
busy.
metal.
I've
That-
been damn busy, I guess.
Just- You gotta go full conversion. That little toe of yours, the metal bits in it do start to heat up uncomfortably.
We need to get Chiquito through here quick. How far is the hallway? Do we have we can see the whole thing?
You can see most of it here.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 feet.
About
Can
70
anybody
feet.
throw Chiquito 70 feet?
Do
Chiquito,
giant spiders? Do
when-
giant spiders have any metal in their body?
Oh,
I guess. I mean, yeah, we could do that. If we do that though, I'd probably be If we get into any more trouble, I might be asking for a rest. But yeah, I mean, I could just turn into something. That'd always be okay.
Like you as a giant spider.
That's
You do
not
it
too
well.
bad.
Yeah, I got nothing to help you with keeping cool. Besides maybe a little prestidigitation, but probably not that much.
Right. So, excuse me, I'm going to take off my shirt since it's entirely made out of metal links. I have something on underneath.
Sure.
Just gonna go in.
I thought we were gonna go 20 sites after dark there for a second, but all right, cool.
You got it.
Rob
Armor-
always starts off with "That's dark" or "That's a bold choice."
True.
So armor removed. Now, what's the plan for transporting it? What were you doing with it?
Are we at all afraid, given how like it heated up quick, right? My metal tool heated up quick.
It got uncomfortably warm in a few seconds of holding it in there.
Are we afraid that like if we drag our metal equipment in some sort of fabric bag that it will burn through the bag?
How about a wisdom?
I'm gonna ask that out loud.
Okay.
Let me think about it for a second.
Let me think about that. Just a straight up wisdom.
Yeah,
Or
give me a wisdom.
Straight up.
Give me that wisdom.
Ooh,
16.
that seems like a very reasonable concern. Can the party give me any ways that they might try testing that?
Yes.
I
it's
could
going- Oops, sorry, go ahead.
I will rip off some fabric out of my dress and then wrap it around at the bottom. There's a lot, and wrap it around the Morning Star and hold it out in there.
Sure. So I mean, basically these dresses are just cloth dispensers, as we all know. So you just pull off a paper towel and you wrap it around there and you hold it in there. And the mace starts heating up. Or the Morning Star starts heating up, and it gets to the point where you're probably going to have to start, hot potatoing it between your hands. But it doesn't seem like it's getting hot enough that it's going to burst into flame. It would burn you if you were hanging on to it, but if you wrap your hand in cloth and kind of pot holder it, the whole thing doesn't get hot enough to scorch.
So that seems like it's doable. If it becomes an issue, I can cover the ground very fast, so I could probably sustain some heat for a bit.
And I'm strong enough, probably you are too, to drag the bag. I mean, we put all the metal things in one bag. Will they all fit?
Looking at my carry capacity, I think I could carry everything everybody has and be fine.
Okay. Sure. Is that the yeah?
Just because I just thought of it this second, I'm going to put the black dragon mask on. And it forms to my face, and then I put my hat on top of it.
Bink.
Just because I forgot that gives me dark vision. So now I don't have to worry about having light on or anything like that. And
Unless it's a metal mask. Is it a metal mask?
it is not.
It is not. It is made of dragon.
Well, then there you go. It should be safe.
But I just was thinking it might also help with something else. But for now, I just decided I'm going to wear that while we're in this dungeon.
Sounds good.
Remember, if you need to talk to me, if you need to talk to me, do that little thing you guys do where you're able to talk to me. Goodbye, and I start elongating myself, and I become a giant constrictor snake.
Okay. Just resisting that spider as a giant constrictor heads down the hallway. And you are not taking, well, any of your equipment turned into you, so, yeah.
Yes.
You can constrict your way down the hallway.
Nice.
And how far are you going before somebody else comes with you?
I'll follow right behind. I'm going to put all of my metal stuff except for my Morningstar in a bag and pull it behind me. The Morningstar I am going to pot holder with that fabric I tore off.
You got it. Chiquito, go ahead and move yourself down a little ways. Sho, go ahead and move yourself in a little ways. And Sho, if you could stop right about there. Chiquito, go ahead and move yourself as you would want to be. And Rob and anybody else who would like to shift
I don't
around
want
as
to move
well.
up anymore now.
Okay.
I'm gonna put all my metal stuff in the bucket I just purchased.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, it's
Yeah.
what that bucket is for.
Yep,
And we'll say
uh,
that bucket probably has a nice thick rope handle.
it does, but I also thought perhaps I would cover it in my bedroll.
Okay.
And I will just laundry basket my stuff across.
You got it. Now,
Right.
Sho, I've got some news for you. As you pass further between these plates, the metal gets hotter and hotter and hotter to the point where your pot holder isn't helping anymore. And in fact, yes, that cloth is starting to scorch now that you're a bit further through. Are you going
I'm
to
going
try
to bolt.
push forward or run back?
I'm gonna dash to the other side.
Okay. Sho, I'm going to roll some dice and ask you for confirmation as you continue trying to push through this.
If it matters, my speed is 40, so from where I am, I can clear it.
Unfortunately not. It just keeps getting hotter. So for the first 10 feet from where you are, you take 10 points of fire damage.
All right, I'm going to throw the Morningstar to the other side then.
Okay. You Morningstar starts arcing
And I'll
down.
throw the rest of my stuff too.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw my
that
whole bag
is
down there.
You throw the giant snake over there too.
throw that whole giant snake up there. I just need to move you out of the way for the moment.
Whee!
All right, so that is 50 feet ish from where you are. That's a pretty good huck for a big
Okay.
pile of stuff. Let's say 20.
I don't actually have all that stuff much that's metal because I don't wear any armor. But
Okay.
but
Let's
yeah,
let's say 25 is your guaranteed, and let's say that well, yeah, 30. Almost anything you can throw gets 40. So yeah, no problem. You start hucking stuff down there. Giant snake.
Yes.
Are you staying in the hallway as random bits of molten, glowing metal come hucked at you, or are you moving ahead? Where are you planning to be?
Well, I think maybe what I would have done is if I would have seen that happening, I would have helped as much as possible try to get that across.
Okay.
Just a grab and a throw too, trying to help assist getting all those pieces out of there.
Okay.
well, I have it all
everyone
in
to hear Arlo.
my leather backpack, so I'm just
Yep,
going to
so
throw
it's
that.
it's just one big
Oh.
leather backpack. So as a
Okay.
leather backpack goes like arcing down, it just woofs into flame. Leather backpack is scorched, ruined mess. However, the metal items land. The heavier duty things, the pieces of wood and so, have started to scorch and burn, but don't burst into flame yet. So the equipment isn't ruined, but anything light and flammable that was in that backpack just went foofed. The backpack you maybe patch up. And at that, Show stuff is down there having taken a bit of damage. Show, where would you like to be? Are you running down to the far end as well?
I will back up a little and say, if anyone needs anything thrown over there, I'll do that first.
Okay. And at that moment, we're going to ask everybody to please go ahead and click their tokens and roll
gonna-
themselves into initiative.
I'm gonna move back where I was, okay?
You're going to move back.
Or no.
It's fine. Move back where you were.
That's something I've been meaning to ask you. That the insignia of the claws, that works while I'm in beast shape as well, right? As far as natural attacks. +1 to damage and +1 to attack.
As long as you don't morph it, I'm pretty sure when you wild shape, you can choose whether or not to make an item a part of you. If you make it a part of you, then it doesn't give you the bonus, but if you keep it on your beastie self, it does.
Okay.
So basically, as long as you keep that like hanging around the snake's neck is that thing, you're good. But
good.
if you absorb it, then it does not, I think is the rule.
Got it.
We can double check that.
I believe that's the rule. I just want to ask with you.
You got it. So, we're just going to ask people to move in turn order for reasons. I didn't get the doing there. Oh, so Giant Constrictor Snake is actually up front. So you have assisted in getting the metal down there. You gave it a little whap with the tail as it went soaring by. There's now a pile of equipment down here at the end, cooling as it glows, making a horrid smell as the moss and goo that it landed in cooks away. Giant Constrictor Snake, what are you doing right now?
I guess I'm going to look back.
Mm-hmm.
If no one else needs any help, then I will start to move slowly forward with the rest of the group.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself to where you would like to be.
How about I'm going to ready dash action, so when everyone else gets ready to start moving, I'll move as well forward.
Sure.
I just want to make sure that I stay ahead of the group. I'm gonna be the first thing, but I want us all to be close together when we get there.
You got it. Anrin, what are you up to?
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to know, did we decide to put everything in one backpack that show through across, or are we all carrying our own stuff? Because we were talking about putting it all in one backpack. Just need to know what we decided.
I think at the moment show through her own gear, kind of as the test run. Everyone else's gear, I know Rob had a bucket, and I think everyone else was kind of gathering up their gear at the moment as Show was doing the test run with the Morning Star and how far could they get.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to douse everything that I have in with water. I'm going to take my water skin and douse it with water and make sure it's pretty darn wet as I can make it. And I'm going to go ahead and take my bedroll. Wrap everything I can in my bedroll except for my weapons, because those I'm going to just have to hunk, and then go ahead and see if I can throw them across as well.
So if you're willing to get up to about where Show is, you can get the momentum and get them at least across, and then they'll slide the rest of the way. But there is some damage to be taken by running up that far with the metal. Are you willing to take that damage for the sure thing, or do you want to stop a little short and have to roll athletics?
Let me stop a little short
Okay.
and roll athletics.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics. I need to see a 15 or better. If not, it will still land in the fire zone. 20 is better, so you get a good run up. Things start heating up. You huck it in the air. Unfortunately, your bedroll does explode into flame, but most of your stuff makes it to the far side intact and is now lying in a pile on the floor there, sending up steam and smoke. Anything flammable that was in contact with the metal, like the bedroll, is poofed. Anrin, are you standing there or moving around?
Well, I'm standing here right now, and I've got like weapons on the ground next to me that I kind of need to start throwing too.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't have been in the bedroll. Okay.
Got it. So we'll hang on to that for the moment. Yaz.
I'm going to test the thing really quick.
Okay.
Yaz takes out he has daggers that he has never used, but he has them. So he's going to take out a dagger and give it to Burkett. Are you able to hold this?
Jeez.
I think no. Hang on.
I didn't think so at first, but then I was like, but what if?
I believe the answer is no. I believe they are incorporeal undead, and they only have a suck your brain out your face attack. Let me just double check. Do 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 do.
That'd be hilarious.
I am going to say no. That a specter is because the only attack they have is a life drain. So I'm going to say that they cannot interact with the real world
Makes sense.
easily.
Gotcha. Watch as it passes through. Okay, never mind. I see you on the other side. He
looks at
Yazzle-
you and smiles, and you're like, oh.
Not like that.
Not
Um,
yet.
Not yet. I still have time. He's gonna try to copy what Anrin did for the most part, like wrap around.
Mhm.
He's gonna take out the 2 water skins that he has strapped under his shirt that he uses normally for warmth, and he's gonna just like kind of wet stuff up. Maybe pour some water on Kolka just in case to keep her cool. So I have weak arms. Can you throw my things?
I'll happily take them.
Okay. Show, are you willing to take the 10 up to? Will you? Do you want to take damage for the sure thing, or do you want to roll this athletics check?
I'll roll in athletics.
You got it. 15 or higher, please.
Ooh.
An 11 is not higher than a 15.
I will re-roll that.
All right. Let's see a reroll.
Nope.
Eee. Show, I think, overdoes it and pwong off the ceiling and then boom, 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 falls short.
I'll get it on the way.
Now, yes, that was the vast majority of your metal stuff, correct?
Correct.
So right now, from the far side, while normally it does take some effort to awaken, you hear Haz like, hot, 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 hot.
I'm worried about that. Don't worry, we'll save you.
Show, it has come back around to you. I think you are unburdened at this point, aside from helping other folks. Anything else that you want to do?
I'm going to look back, figure that Rob's got his in a bucket. He's probably okay. And I'm going to dash across and kick Yaz's things out of the hall as I go.
Okay. You run forward. That's no problem. You get close, and you can see Yaz's things are just blazingly hot. Haz is a nightmare. Can I see a dexterity saving throw, please, as you try and get a toe on this without burning your foot off? 14 is not going to do it, though. And you're going to take a little bit of ding there.
I'm gonna trigger my dash and move up.
28 points of fire damage.
Jeez Louise.
And you
I'm
can
going to
see
be
why that leather was bursting into flame for this last chunk, but you do get the equipment out. Rob, what are you up to?
Well, this looks dangerous. I saw, I mean, like,
Does seem dangerous.
but I've got a rope handle, and I'm gonna oven mitt it with my bedroll,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna sort of granny carry it through.
Okay. So everything that's in this bucket catches fire. The bucket catches fire. It is a horrible situation. You're running along, but it's all in the bucket.
Hot stuff.
I am going to need, let's call this probably a
Charisma saving throw.
yeah, charisma saving throw. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking more actually along the lines of maybe a sleight of hand, because basically what you're going to be doing is trying to keep this bucket in rotation so that the metal doesn't burn through before you get to the end. And then probably a little pop at the end just to get it clear. So sleight of hand 15 or better, please. 23 is fine. You even still have a bucket by the time you're done. Now fire hardened.
All right, this looks great. Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Singed a bit, were you? No.
No, just a little. So, as the party,
Rob.
is now just a little bit spread out, and we are at the top of a turn order, and some people have entered the room on the far side. We're going to click some initiative buttons here.
I hate ghouls.
Do you?
Scary buttons.
I didn't enjoy them the last time I played in a game with them with you.
But why? They're so friendly.
They just want to reach out and touch you.
How many?
They run a tea shop, or they run a coffee shop
That's
in
a lot.
Tokyo. It's fine.
Show, I have 4 healing potions in my bag.
I also have a healing potion too.
Feel free to make use of them.
So,
Oh, I could have bonus action healed too.
if you wish to bonus action heal, we'll say that that's fine.
I
You
will
can
do
bonus
that.
action heal.
Second level, calling it now.
Got it. And giant.
Did anybody else get hurt bad?
Not yet.
Okay.
Wow, these are really fast ghouls.
Take 8, show.
Rob Oakes. A door opens just south of you. A ghoul comes scrambling out. He looks
Did
at you.
anyone see this door? Is this new information?
This is new
'Cause
information.
This is the kind of stuff that you should share before I run through the hot hall.
That's a fair statement. However, this ghoul would like very much to taste of your flesh and tries to bite you,
Well,
Rob.
who doesn't?
A 6, though.
That will fail because I still have leather on.
That is true. I just can't find you at the moment. That's going to bring up another ghoul. It is going to rush forward. It can do 20.
I chose a poor location.
The ghoul is going to try and bite Rob.
I'm gonna sentinel punch it.
Oh, Sentinel Punch. Let's see a Sentinel Punch.
Nice.
Oh, a 10 is not going to do for the ghoul,
But
though.
the 21 definitely will do. So
12 points of bitey damage there. We got another ghoul coming out. Stoop, doop,
At least they'll be bottlenecked.
dook.
Huh?
Never mind.
Unfortunately,
will they really?
the cork is on the other side of the room at the moment.
Rob, this one's going claws. 22 for 5, and can I see a DC 10 Constitution saving throw?
1 second, please. I'm reading up on some magic items.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. What kind of saving throw?
DC 10 con save.
Okay.
There
All
you
right.
go, no problem.
But I took damage, right?
You
What
did
I
take 5 points of damage,
Okay.
and you've got another bite coming for you because you are the closest target for 9 points there.
I am not a tank.
I
Tanking
mean,
it.
why are you in the front line then? They ask you. As the last one that can reach
Damn hidey hole.
piles in and claws. A 10 is gonna miss.
That's true.
Giant constrictor snake. Rob is being swarmed by hungry-looking ghouls. What are you doing?
Constrictor's gotta constrict. He's gonna go up to. He's gonna move. Here,
This is
And
not
he-
the correct hit points. What's going on?
and he is going to attack this one here. Constrict attack
That is the one north of Rob?
north.
Northeast. Got it. Okay.
Constrict.
Constrict. 17 is a
17.
constrict. Let's see it.
All right. 21
points.
I mean, sorry, 12 points of damage. And needs to make a DC 16 escape, or it is grappled.
No, he is grappled. You just have him. He
Oh,
might
great.
be
Oh,
he
never mind.
might be able to escape later. But for
Okay.
the moment,
And he's restrained.
you have him grappled and restrained.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's going to bring up Ghoul. I want to fight. I just can't. Let me out. Anrin, what would you like to do?
Okay. I am going to do. I'm going to grab my glaive
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to spin it and run.
Okay.
So I'm going to. You see what I can do as a bonus action too before I do this. Okay, so if my actual normal speed is 45,
Okay.
so that'll get me to right here. Yeah, and then I want to go ahead, but if I dash, I have to go the whole way, right? Do I still have an attack at the end of it?
No.
Dash would use your action. I don't think you have a bonus action dash.
I do not have a bonus action dash.
So then it would use your action, and then you could carry on. And just from the distance you've traveled, it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Your glaive is wooden handled, correct? You don't have a fancy metal handled glaive, do you?
I do not have a fancy metal handled glaive, and in fact, the blade is obsidian. It's
Okay.
not metal.
Oh, even better. So it's not even
Yes.
getting warm.
Well, I grabbed it.
Yep.
So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and dash just to get in here so I can see where I'm at, even if I can't attack, because I can hear all of that noise.
Sure. And as you round the corner, you just see a pile of ghouls swarming over Rob. Are you bonus action raging?
I am not raging. I
Okay.
am grinning, though.
Alrighty.
I know what I'm going to do.
Sounds good. Yaz, what you
Yes.
doing?
He hears screams of terror, mostly from our bard.
Yes,
Another
but they're
little
on.
scream.
They're totally in perfect pitch.
Oh yeah, like you
Yeah,
can't deny that.
and projected. It's supported from the diaphragm.
Yes. Yaz would have shunted away his Warhammer head shark
Mhm.
because Metal would have been planning for that.
Sure.
He's gonna dash, but not make it most likely because 60 feet is about. Whoops, that's not the button that I wanted. 60 feet is about here, so he would have dashed to get, I think, to this point, or one more. Sorry.
One more, and I would say, yeah, that'll get you there. Yep.
But I have a question regarding Burkett.
Yeah.
Burkett can just make it into that room 50 feet if he goes right through the wall. Would he be allowed to do that? Because Yaz doesn't know, and I assume that Burkett wouldn't know, or maybe he would because he's been trapped here for a while. I don't know. I don't know his afterlife. So.
So moving through creatures and objects is difficult terrain. So going through a
So
wall
he
would
would
cut
not-
him in half, or would cut his
He would
speed.
not make it.
But he could
Gotcha.
dash and like have enough left to lap a room. He's got a 50-foot fly speed, so if you want him down there, he could be down there with a dash.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So I mean, you can throw him wherever you want him to be.
Yeah, good call. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah, right there. Stick him right next to Anrin. That'll make her comfortable.
That's
No.
don't
And
worry,
that's it for Burkett.
he'll be fine. Joe, in the meanwhile.
So all of my stuff is here. Is it cooled enough that I can pick anything up?
Yes, because it's been there about a full round at this point, so it is
All right.
hot, but you can grab
So I will grab my Morning Star, will bonus action rage,
Mm-hmm.
And then I will attack the ghoul next to me.
You got it. Let's see it.
First, I'm going to strike him with lightning.
Make him dance. He does not dance. One
1
point of
point.
damage.
And then 15
15 will hit.
for 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. Well struck. It is still
Second
a ghoul, though.
attack is a 24
That's a solid hit.
for 17 points of damage.
That is no longer a ghoul. Crush.
And then I will step into that space.
You got it. Rob, what you doing?
Well, I feel very protected and cared for right now, but it's time to go. And I will disengage and run over to here.
Okay.
Uh,
And a short flight of steps, a little hallway. You can see there's a door just around the corner there, kind of by leaning up and peeking in. It does not seem to be anything up there at the moment.
I do not wish to flee, but I'm going to bonus action heal myself.
Mm-hmm.
First level healing word.
You got it?
Wow, that's the same as the second level I gave. So, and then actually that'll be it for me. But I've got my bow out and I'm ready to help on the next round.
You got it. Show, you got a ghoul reaching around the corner. It can't see you, so it's at disadvantage, but it's still going to try and claw you. Disadvantage 7, not going to do a thing. Ghoul down here just can't get to the party. Up top. Ghoul that's restrained is just going to try and claw Chiquito the giant snake. Disadvantage attack. 12 giant snake?
12 hits.
12 hits. 9 slashing damage. Give me a DC 10 con. Or become paralyzed.
All right.
You
Okay,
pass.
14.
Ghoul. Kind of wondering what's up with this buddy over here that's looking like he's on the wrong team. He's going to claw at Snake. Snake claw, regular attack. Crits it.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
it does ouchie.
15
Here's my-
points of damage to Giant Snake. And could I see that DC 10? You pass.
12.
No problem. Down below, Show's got a ghoul clawing at her. Show, claw. 16?
Nope.
Ghoul, show, claw. 19.
That one will hit.
6, and can I see a DC 10? Constitution saving throw. Plenty good. And Giant Constrictor Snake, what you doing?
Well, giant constrictor snake is gonna constrict. Surprise, surprise. Here we go.
Constrict.
Anaconda squeeze.
Ooh,
21
21's. Yeah.
13.
13 is enough. No longer a ghoul. Giant Constrictor Snake, what you doing now?
Crunch it as much as possible.
Sounds good.
Look ready and hungry for the next one.
You got it. Ghoul shifts around. Can just make it to there, clearing some space. Will claw at show. Show, claw 20 for
Will hit.
6. And give me that DC 10. As Anrin, I ask, what are you doing?
I'm going to step forward 1 step,
Mm-hmm.
and I am going to cast Word of Radiance.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Word of Radiance, that's going to get those 2 ghouls right there. That's going to be a pair of cons, north to south, north, south. Whoa, they both ace it. No damage done.
Burkett?
Burkett. Word of Radiance, I believe you can choose who to hit, unless you really want to hit Burkett.
I did not want to hit Burkett.
Does it let you choose? That's good.
I believe that's the one that
Oh.
does.
It's a cantrip, so that surprises me, but cool.
Hang on, let me
I
take a
think
look.
it does.
Cool.
Because I have it on.
Yeah, of
Your
your choice.
choice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Unlike the other ones. Yaz now. What are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Anrin, anything else? Movement, bonus action?
So since I cast a spell, I can't really switch to a weapon attack, can I?
That is an action, so you can still be holding your weapon, but
Yes.
you would just be holding your weapon.
That would be pretty much what I could do right now, other than make an appropriate gesture at the ghoul.
Fair enough. Yaz, then, what are you up to? You and Burkett.
Me and Burkett. We're going to run. 5, 10, 15, 20. Going to move there.
Okay.
I'm going to do a blast to one of the ghoul in front of show. We'll say
Ghoul in
that.
front of show. Got it.
Blast.
Blast.
Doubly
Blast.
Blast.
Double blast.
Where's the button? There it is. Eldritch blast. And nice. And blast.
Nice.
Doubly nice.
18
Are
points
they
of
adding-
damage.
They are adding your charisma.
Yeah,
They
Christmas
are.
in there. I was looking there too. 18 points. Not quite enough to knock the ghoul down, but it does look nasty.
Dang.
Yaz, anything else? Oh, Burkett, anything else?
Yeah, that's it for Yaz. Unless is he able to pick up has, or is that like an action?
Has just landed, so Has is still
Oh, okay.
a bit warm.
Gotcha.
Next round you can pick up Has.
Sounds good. And then Burkett will go up to just this guy here and try to drain his life.
Oh.
Okay, okay.
And
An
he
11 won't do.
Okay, he tried.
He tried.
That's it.
Go.
That's it.
I will strike lightning at the one right next to me.
You got it. Dexy Dex. 13.
2 points of lightning damage.
Still standing.
And then I will crack him with the Morning Star.
Probably not going to be standing after this. Nope,
for
not even a
16.
little bit.
I will step into that space
Sure.
and crack the one that is directly north of me with my second attack.
You got it. That's a definite hit.
Nice.
For 15.
Solid strikes. Anything else for your show?
No.
Rob? What are you doing up there on those stairs? Hanging out like
I
a
am
cool kid?
I am having roll 20 issues.
Oh,
It froze with my sheet not quite open.
Oh no.
So I wonder if I can roll a d20 and we can. Yeah, it looks like it's going to let me roll a d20, but my sheet won't open.
huh. Occasionally
Okay.
if it tries beforehand, you can just close and reopen it. But if
I'm
we
trying now. Oh, it started to load right as I closed it. Hold on. It's doing it again.
Yep, Roll20 is a special beast.
All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. See if it'll open after I roll this d20, and we'll try to figure out because I think I have a +7
And we're trying to
hit.
shoot with your
with my bow, and I'm trying to shoot the one that's at this what was a secret door. Is that open enough for me to shoot it without cover? Because if it's got cover, I'm
you
gonna
can,
choose
you
another
can,
target.
you can thread right down there.
Okay. I will miss.
That will miss.
All right, then it loaded. Okay.
Okay.
And I would like. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
That's okay.
Yeah, because that's an action. I didn't mean to do that. I was actually looking to see if it was a bonus action. It is not. But I think that's all I'm gonna do this round.
You got it. We got ghouls, southwest and southwest show, claw at show, claw at show. 7 and 12 are gonna miss. We got ghoul next to the giant snake claw coming at you. 7's gonna miss.
No.
Man, why did the Ravenloft team have such trouble with these things? You guys are mowing through them. It's like you're not first
Oh,
level or
they're
something.
not.
I believe we were third.
Third. Show, you got claws coming at you. Ooh, 23 for 10 though, Show.
Okay.
And can I see that DC 10 when you get a chance? And Giant Constrictor Snake, what are you doing?
Do you have to ask, Casey?
I mean, you might do something different.
It's right on the 10.
Silly. Constrict.
Ooh.
Oops.
You see, that's
Shit.
why I ask.
Didn't get it.
You're still squishing the other one. Anything else for you today?
Got it.
That's it.
All right, ghoul down below. These are not smart beasts, but they're not entirely stupid. They saw what happens when you attack somebody else. They're going claws on show. 15 show? And Anrin, when you get a moment. What are you doing? Uh-oh, Discord.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
I lost Discord. What happened?
Oh,
I'm back now.
Okay.
claw attack 15 for you show?
15 will miss.
Miss, you got it. Anrin, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go. I'm disgusted because what I thought was going to work didn't work. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my glaive, and I'm going to hit the ghoul in front of me
Sure.
that is attempting to destroy show. And I miss.
9 will not do.
So I'm going to try it again. Oh my god. I'm going to throw the glaive. I'm not really going to throw the glaive down on the floor, but I'm really pissed. So now I really am going to be raging. Because, hell.
You got it.
Wrong.
Yaz, what are you up to over there?
Good question. I'm thinking I'm going to do a little blast
That's,
and blast. I probably should have said which one.
that would be good.
Sorry, I got excited. I wanted
It's-
to click the button.
It's okay. Which one's
The
he
one in
after?
front- The one in front of Anrin.
Run in front of Ann right there. Blast. That is 22, 25 points of damage. That ghoul just disappears. Maybe that's why Anrin missed. Maybe it was just blasted away by the Eldritch Blast. Yaz, anything else? And then Burkett,
He's-
anything else from Burkett?
Yeah, he's gonna poke Haz. Yaz is going to poke Haz to see if he's okay to pick up.
It is cooled down enough to be picked up now. Still a little hot potatoey, but not fantastically bad.
He'll make it work. He'll, if able to, pick that up, and that would be Yaz's turn. Burkett would suck away the ghoul's life, or try to.
Certainly may. 13 does hit. So that is 12 points of that ghoul's life that it will not get back. I am not going to roll for that set there, but you know, it hurts. Show, what are you up to?
I will call lightning on the one to the north of me.
You got it. Oh, this one dodges.
And then I will attack it with the Morning Star
Didn't dodge that. It's in
for
11.
only 11 points of damage.
Only 11, but it's still enough.
That's pretty low for me. And then I will swing around and attack the one to the east that's south of me and hit a 23
That'll hit.
for 13.
That is 13. Show, you got anything else?
Nope.
Rob Oaks,
Stay right where I am.
what you doing?
Rob is going to try to shoot another arrow.
That's a good arrow, Rob.
Yay! That's 5 points of damage to this guy here.
That is
Threatening
5
show.
points of damage. It's not enough to kill a ghoul, but it did hurt. You're almost certain.
It's yeah, I feel very good about that, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of a pep talk. You're all right, Rob. It's okay. All right.
Pep talk. Those two ghouls south of Show are now going to be clawing at Show. Claw. 12 and 11 are not going to do a thing. That's going to bring up our ghoul that is working on the giant snake. Giant snake ghoul. 12?
12 hits.
DC 10 Constitution saving throw for giant snake, and then it is your turn.
Oh, it is my turn.
It is your turn.
6 damage. Okay. Constrict.
No! Oh yeah.
And I've been doing it wrong. It's actually +1, so 26 to hit
Ooh, 26 to hit. That hits.
and 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. That is way more than that ghoul had left. Giant Constrictor Snake, anything else for you?
stretch it as much as possible.
Crunchy, crunchy. Anrin, what are you up to?
Well, I'm disappointed and grumpy, and I'm going to go and stomp over to where Show is. And I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm actually going to stay right here and
Okay.
say, well, maybe if I stand back a little bit further, this will work better. And I'm going to go ahead and take aim at the ghoul right in front of me again with the glaive.
Sure. I mean, you got to use the whole glaive, and that was not the cleanest shot, but a 13 will actually hit. So that'll do 8 points of damage there.
Okay, and plus the 2 for the rage.
So you got the 6 plus the 2 is the 8. You didn't get the second 8
sorry,
because it's a
never
crit.
mind.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. A pair of 7s, though, I just can't do anything with.
Why I want you to be a spider. Snake eyes always comes up when you turn into a snake.
But
There we
7's
go.
the lucky number.
7
Oh,
is the lucky
Harry.
number. But
Very naive.
can't do anything there. Yaz, what are you up to?
Yaz is going to pick up Haz as if he's going to swing, realize, he's probably not going to get that close, and then move behind Anrin
Mm-hmm.
and do another shot at the one in front of her.
Blah, blah.
Bleh, bleh. Bleh. Oh.
Phew,
No.
not a no. Shoo.
Sorry, Anrin. Bleh.
12 is exactly the number you need, so that'll do.
Okay.
And that will take out that ghoul. Yaz, anything else for you? Or Burkett. Keep forgetting Burkett's there.
Yes, for Burkett. Yeah, Burkett is gonna do a little shoo right over here, out of Show's way, and try to drain life.
You got it. Let's see it. That is Burkett. Victorious. Takes out the ghoul. Well done, Burkett. And with that, we fall out of turn order.
Hey guys, I have like an idea. Let's check out this secret room they all came out of and see if it's a safe place for us to take just a little bit of a breather.
It's probably not a bad plan.
That is
No.
probably not a bad plan. So as you check out this room, it has had ghouls in it for quite some time, so it is a foul little room. But it does have a
Take
door.
care of the smell.
It does have a door. That door does appear to be fairly well hidden. And can I have a quick, let's call it an investigation check from somebody? Ooh, Rob. So you notice something odd. The ghouls are not wearing any metal, but they are each wearing a wooden medallion with a rather foul-looking symbol carved into it.
I will hand it over to Yaz and say, you know anything about this? Just because you shoot like crazy magic stuff out of your well, I mean you belch it out of your flare out and it's just yeah.
I make a show of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Could I see maybe an arcana or a religion?
Absolutely. What's his? They're both pretty questionable. Let's go arcana.
So you're sort of trying to work this one out. It looks like somebody tried to make a protection from protection from protection from protection from protection of. Oh wow, that's maddening. As you look into it, it looks like it's meant to reverse some sort of protective magics.
He's gonna. Can he look to Haswin and be like, "You're like evil and stuff. Do you like get what this means?"
You could if you spent an hour communing with him. Are you going to spend your short rest talking to Haz?
Oh, I thought he was already.
I mean, you heated him up. He wasn't in a conversational mood. He was screaming in pain as his body was brought to near molten.
Oh yeah, he's probably not happy right now. He's resting. Yeah, I don't know exactly what this does, but
Okay.
it's kind of weird. It's really weird.
A little weird. But there are
Um,
8 of them scattered about if you would like to collect them. If you're in the market for
Sure.
evil medallions.
Chiquito
Um,
wants to check it out. You'll hand it to him.
He will. I think it was given that it sounded like we were gonna take a little breather, so Chiquito will revert back.
Sure.
I'm gonna ritually cast Leoman's tiny hut in this room.
Sounds good. That'll make it much
Just-
nicer.
Yep.
And as you go under those efforts, you have found a nice secure place. You are setting up a decent amount of protections. So you will only need to make me 3 D12 rolls. Anyone can make them. You would not like to see a 1 on any of those 3 D12 rolls. A 10 is not a 1. An 8 is not a 1. A 5 is not a 1. Your rest passes uneventfully. Please go ahead and spend your hit dice and take the benefits of a short rest.
Yeah.
So we get a Song of Rest in there.
Oh,
Rob?
Rob, you
You're
muted?
muted.
Sorry, the dogs are barking all over the place. Yeah, I was gonna cast song. I was gonna do a Song of Rest.
Sure.
So that
Shut
goes
up,
in-
Tasha.
An extra
but-
D8.
D6. Oh, it says D6, but I think at my level that does switch to a D8. Hold on.
Okay.
All right.
It doesn't say that in the description here.
And Casey, I have a question. So,
Yes.
last session I cast Hex and I placed it on the crab. It seems that at my level now I can make that last for 8 hours. Would that still be going?
So the hex would still be going on.
No, it's still a D6, everybody, not until 9th level.
So the hex would still be on the crab at this point. I think you can concentrate through a short rest. I slightly forget that rule. So if you wish to have that up, I will say for now you can get full spell slots back and have that sitting there on him at the moment.
Okay, you covered my second question.
Do I roll the D6 for you guys?
I just went ahead
I
and rolled
did
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so everybody got 2. All right.
Cool.
All right, so that makes 6 for me.
Cool.
This should be at 37. I don't know why it's all wrong. So 6, make it 43. I'm gonna roll another one.
Could I have taken the opportunity to maybe take a look at that medallion as well?
Sure.
Sure.
You can try a religion check on it, please.
All right, I'm gonna boot myself before I do that.
Absolutely. When better to boop?
Oh, I should have been booping all this time, huh? But I couldn't. I was a silly snake.
Ooh, a 15 boop. So building on the information that you received from Yaz's Arcana, you realize that, oh wait, this is indeed sort of a protection from a protection. It would make any undead wearing it unable to be turned.
Oh.
I'm glad I didn't try
Oh.
that.
Well, there's that. Maybe you want to keep a few of those for your buddies there, yes?
I was about to say, can I? What?
Just
He's
hand
gonna
them
try to-
out?
So you like
He's
put
gonna
it on Burkett and it just like falls through him, and you put it on and it
Oh.
falls through him again.
Aw.
I mean, Birkin, it would have looked really nice on you, but I mean, sorry for the lack of body.
Yes,
I don't think-
unfortunately,
Yes.
he can only wield spectral weapons, which
That's
do
okay.
exist, but you don't have one at the moment.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out though. One day.
One day.
He's only gonna last for the day though, so
Yes.
too. yes.
Does it feel strange to have that spirit attached to you?
At first, yes, it kind of like it was exciting, but also kind of threw me off after like it sunk in. Like, oh wow, yeah, I did that. But now it's like it's kind of like having a new friend, just tagging along. What do you think, Burkett?
I mean, Burkett sort of like looks over at you thoughtfully, looks down at the chunk missing from him, and like the spectral trails that sort of drift off from the pieces of him still left in your teeth down to it, that which binds you together. Um,
Uh,
he probably chooses not to comment.
yeah, you're right. This is probably a questionable relationship, but I mean, I appreciate his company. I don't know if he appreciates mine, but
It just seems like there would be some sort of cost for you, something. I don't know. Have you talked to your mentor about it? Not mentor, sorry.
I mean, he's told me mentor-wise, he's told me little things, but not too much. Mostly he's mostly saying it's all worth it. And as for the one who gifts me with these abilities, I mean, I just I try to talk to him. I tell him about what we do, and I mean, things seem okay so far. Nothing. I mean, I'm sure, yeah, I'll have to pay back this in some way, but nothing immediately noticeable right now. It's, I'm sure we'll get to it. That's the lizard folk short sight popping in. He thinks it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, tide comes in, tide goes out. It works
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody do magic the way that you do magic.
It's
So-
it's a lot of begging. Of groveling.
Well, in that case, I'm going to try to do my best so you don't have to grovel too often or create too many of these things to keep us safe.
Oh, okay. Does it make you uncomfortables?
It just seems wrong that you should have to grovel for magic. It's there. If I could gift it to you, I would.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Could you to have an Anaran patron? Oh, that would be so cool. You'd be like the
I have
nicest patron.
Horrible temper. I have a horrible temper.
I mean, but you like use it in the best of ways. Like you have a really good outlet for your temper.
Other people?
I mean, they're trying to hurt us, so like I'd say that's a pretty good outlet.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, that's it. But I do appreciate the offer. But I don't know how to try using magics the way that you or Chiquito or Rob does. This is the only way I know how, and it seems to be working okay. Hasn't hurt me yet. Oh, I probably shouldn't say yet.
Well, so one of the reasons I asked you is because, I just started being able to do this stuff, and I've never done magic at all other than small things that everybody can do, but just keep wondering why and what is it going to cost. And whoever's giving it to me isn't talking to me directly.
Mine likes to talk. Sometimes about like water stuff. He likes to throw that in a lot. Sometimes he just gives me like a little poke. Like it's kind of like maybe not like directly telling me I could like do something new, but it's like feeling like there's something more there. Test it out, and then it just kind of happens.
Well, maybe I should sit down and meditate a little bit and see if I can't connect with where I'm pretty sure this is coming from.
Might help.
I'm going to do that for a little bit. I'm just going to think about it.
Sure.
Praying is not an option.
So as some meditation and some thought goes on, maybe this exact spot is not the most conducive, as neither patron really makes themselves known um, inside the magic-resistant bubble, inside the room filled with ghoul bits, inside the dungeon of a rather eccentric mage. But eventually, the healing happens and the bubble pops, and you take a look around. And secret door, carefully peer out. That room is still clear. No signs of disturbances or passage, anyone passing by. You do have a set of steps heading up. Those steps are dry and look to always have been, or at least have been recently. They don't have any of the signs of the water and muck after the first step or so would get them clear of the foot-deep water you've been wading in earlier. There is a little door up at the top of the hall, and what all would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to look down the hall and see if I really want to go back and get the great swords. Great sword or the javelin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I do.
Okay,
I think I'm going to leave them there.
sounds good. They await your return.
And other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and do whatever Rob says we should do.
I don't feel like that's a good idea.
Why? We've been
Rob,
fine
you-
so far.
You have good ideas.
Yeah, I feel like I might be fresh out. But if is anybody needing any? Everybody adequately rested? Did anybody need anything else? Anybody need a little boost or anything like that?
Uncommonly peaceful.
Mhm.
Well, I find throwing a dome up where the undead have been living for the last couple of years just really does bring a sense of tranquility.
Yeah.
This place isn't creepy at all when you put a dome in it.
Other than
And, like-
random creaky noises.
Yeah.
Chiquita's gonna kind of like lean over quietly to Rob and be like,
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Maybe we could. Maybe one of your ideas could be that we move up those stairs right there.
Oh, you mean the ones I was standing on earlier?
Yeah.
That's a good idea, Chiquito. I appreciate the boost. That's
No, it's
good.
your idea. What you're the one that came up with it. There. All right, let's do it.
and he's gonna pat you on the back, and you're gonna get a little bit of guidance, a little boop boop for guidance. There you go.
I'm brilliant. Let's go upstairs.
So as you head up the stairs, come around the corner, and look to the south, you see a
You
door.
want me to go first?
Ooh, but I forgot. I have Fount of Inspiration, so I have all my inspirations back. That's actually good.
Now, the nice thing about this door has not been sitting soaking in misty water for a long time, so you're able to open it relatively easily. Dun dun dun. In the room beyond, you see the path to the west is broken by a sizable gap, and you can see the glint of metal at the bottom of the opening. The floor beyond has a silvery sheen. In the distance, you can see another hole beyond which is a patch of the floor that adjoins the western wall.
I will be right back for a quick errand. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Rob would like to do a quick trap check.
This area is a trap.
Oh, okay.
Could I see? Let's say maybe an investigation sort of
I
check.
feel really smart.
Okay. Oh, that's a well done. So a bit of investigating, and you realize, okay, this pit with spikes in front of it is a spike pit. That pit is a spike pit. We've locked down the two obstacles. Now, that bit in the middle, you check it out, you do a little testing, give it a little pokey poke with the 10-foot stick, throw a few things in there, make sure you chuck something metal in case it heats up, and you realize that anything that touches that area just whoop-woo, slips right across and ends up in the far side of the pit. You're familiar with grease spells from wizards, perhaps, and I think you might even have access to that yourself. This appears to be some sort of super duper grease.
All right, Casey, I want to check my understanding here.
Yep.
I can clearly see pit of spikes right here.
Pit of spikes right here.
I can clearly see pits of spikes right here.
Pit of spikes right here.
And all of this bit is greasy, and we will slip and fall and maybe go into one of the pits.
Super greasy.
I will knowledge my party about that.
You got it.
Now, this is where I wish I'd taken a fly spell or something like that, but I sure didn't.
Spiky are the spikes?
The spikes are pretty spiky. How about, Adrin, how about let's call this one a medicine check. So you sort of like, carefully lean over and look down at the spikes, and these are actually, you look at them, you're like, wow, those are super nasty. Not only are they spiky, pointy on the top, they've actually got kind of blades broken down across them, and the back side of them is covered in some sort of rusty looking stain. A little check of it and you're like, that's darn near poison. You suspect landing on those would be bad in many, many ways.
I'm going to knowledge the party of everything that I just figured out.
So Casey, the room that we were just in, I'm just looking at the pattern, that had water in it.
That did at one point. It had the foot of water that you have now drained away. So
Okay.
It's just got like the green scum on the floor at the moment.
Okay.
There's little puddles of water here and there, but it's mostly drained.
All right. I'm gonna share the party. I'm gonna say,
Well, I mean, we could. Looks like we got two options. We could jump and hope we stop, because it looks kind of slippery. I guess maybe just one option, really, just jump and hope we stop. But I was thinking maybe somehow I could put up a little foothold or some type of thing to hold us, so we don't go any further. I could maybe grab some of this water, put something out for us to catch on to, so that we can kind of control the way we move across this grease.
If Endorin said that the spikes are poisoned, if you dump water on them, will it wash off?
No, we could do that. I mean, I could take a look. I could go ahead and just bring it down.
and this is just using the cantrip shape water. He's gonna try to.
Sure, you ease some water up and around and kind of splash it down there. You do manage to break off some of that nastiness on there, and it looks like the back end of the blades are just very untreated metal. So there's a lot of rust, corrosion. There's probably a lot of bacteria and nastiness on there, and that could be a little bit of blood. So you don't know that you like without getting down there and polishing them up.
Right.
You could probably clean them up so that they were nice and hygienic, but at the same time you'd probably be making them sharper.
All right. Well, in that case, I am going to get that water, and I'm going to go ahead and try to test it out here, right here. I'm going to go ahead and kind of make some type of handle, try to attach it to the wall with that, freeze it up against the wall.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and run as fast as I can, and I'm going to see if it holds when I try to stop myself with it.
Okay. So over here, we're talking about doing this on the south wall down here.
Yeah.
Okay. So south wall down here, you're able to freeze the water to the wall. You build yourself up a little bit of a handle. And as you're sort of doing this, you notice that this part of the wall that you're looking at does not have that same silvery sheen that is over there. So this part is where the grease starts. This part, there's no grease. You are able to successfully make yourself a handhold here. But any attempt to make any water stick there, it's hydrophobic. It just pops right off.
And even on the sides and everything's all greased up.
Ceiling, walls, the whole tunnel area.
Say, stand back, and I'm going to toss a torch
Okay.
onto the surface and see what happens. Lit
You
torch.
toss the lit torch, and the lit torch just boo slides right down. It does not light the grease, and
Great.
eventually your torch just whoop boo right down in the edge, and now you've got a flaming spike pit on the far side. Only a small amount of flame though, just a torch.
We'll let that go out. Maybe do
Okay.
I have enough water around to make a little bridge so we could kind of get ourselves? Oh, but then again, it's not going to hold, right?
So you could probably make an ice cube that would hold over one portion of the spikes below and cross the near set. Um, but what's the range on your shape water?
Let me get that
Well,
up.
it can only do 2 5-foot squares at a time, right?
So,
Right.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that's all we would need really.
That's
to
all
get
we
through.
You could move yourself across by alternating one after
Uh-huh.
the other.
Right. I mean, my hope is that we could control ourselves through here so we don't slide off and then we just jump across pretty much. So
Well,
we don't decide
if-
to go woo.
If you
slide
put,
into poke.
if you can make ice here at where we're standing, and a big enough amount that we can stand on it, and then you can make ice on the other end, and we can try and control how we slide. Maybe we can actually slide over the ice at the other end.
I am highly confident that I am able to switch that and do that. I just hope we could control ourselves enough so I could. I don't want to. We don't want to go into the dang water or into the
Split down
spikes.
hills of ice, right?
Mhm.
And we know to hold ourselves straight and use our feet to sort of guide ourselves. I don't know if this would work the same way though.
You know what? Well, I can't do it. Actually, if I get on the other side first, I could just wherever you guys are, I could just try to adjust myself and make the thing so you could just go right across, no problem.
But what if you get yourself across and we try to fasten the rope or something on this side
That'd be good.
and use a guide rope or
Yep.
something?
Yeah, that'd be even better. I'll anchor it. There, we'll be
I
okay.
don't really
like
have a good way to anchor it on this side without holding it. I suppose if I hold it on this end and you hold it on that end, we could get everyone across, and then I could see if I can try to jump.
Well, I mean,
I
you
can't
jumped
clear the
there.
whole thing,
Right.
but I could do it with one foot down in the middle.
Right. And by that, I mean, if you do that, then I'll be there to make sure that you at least have something to slide across, not on the pit.
That would work. That would work well.
Okay, so
So-
go ahead.
So I will hold the rope on this end, then you take it across, and we'll use it to guide the others.
All right.
Okay, so Chiquito, what I think I'm hearing is you're going to take hold of a rope. You're going to drop an ice block here so that you can cross in a controlled fashion.
Yes.
And then you're going to start sliding this way.
Yes.
And as you get to about here, you're going to drop another ice block and
Yes.
try and get to the far side.
Yes.
Okay.
While holding onto that rope.
While holding onto that rope. So here's kind of how this is, I'm thinking, going to play out. You get dropping the ice.
What if we play the rope out slowly so that you can't slide too fast?
That's right. Don't give it too many slack. You want to keep it tight.
Okay. So, yes. Okay. So I just had to put together this one in my head. So the first ice water block is no problem.
Okay.
Here's the problems you're going to come up with. You can move a 5-foot cube of water along with you at 5 feet every 6 seconds, which means that every round you have to only travel 5 feet down the line, which means that you're going to have to get a good push off at just the right speed, and then they're going to have to, slow you down and ease you with the rope. But if they pull back, you're going to just come back at them. If they break your inertia too much, you're set. So let's go with Curling Chiquito. Who is going to be in charge of throwing the Chiquito stone? Who is in charge of giving you that initial speed?
Myself.
Okay, so you're gonna do it yourself? Okay.
I mean, I would assume that I could
That's-
go ahead and
That's fine. You
step
could be the one
forward
to.
and step back.
You could be the
And
one to
then-
push
and-
off.
And then I'm playing the rope out.
Yes, and you keeping it tight. We'll do it real slow, and I'll keep the water moving it along, and then we'll be okay. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
we'll be fine. This is gonna be great.
This is gonna be great. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So Chiquito, I need to see an athletics check. We're gonna make the DC be a 10. If you fail by 5 or more, catastrophe.
I'm gonna go ahead and boop myself real quick.
Give it a little boop boop.
We're gonna do okay. I'm sorry, Rob. I might need that one back.
Oh yeah, you take the boop.
Okay, here we go.
Athletics.
Athletics check.
21.
Didn't need the boop.
All right. So Chiquito, you lay down the ice. You position yourself. You can get yourself squared away. You start inching forward. There is no friction in front of you. Like you try and do any sort of steering, any sort of resistance, just there. So you are just flat moving. You can actually feel your heartbeat. No, sorry, not your heartbeat. The wheels and cogs that
The
cause you to turn.
Centipedes.
The
They're
centipedes moving you around. Like
yeah,
as they do, they're making you drift to one side or the other. You know, like if they run in circles, you start spinning the other way. But you are drifting along successfully. Now, we do need someone playing out the rope at just the right speed, because if they throw the rope too hard, they'll make you accelerate. If they apply any tension, they're going to slow you down. Show, can I see athletics? DC 10, 5 or more on a fail is going to be bad. 12 is fine. You are playing out the rope successfully. Now, Chiquito, as you are
Yep.
doing this, you are bringing along a fair amount of water with you, recasting your bold water each time. So I am going to need, as you reach this far end, an Arcana check to get it on the spikes in front of you and frozen before you fall in. I do need to see an Arcana 10 or better.
I still have my boop.
You still have your boop. Good. I see. Wait. So
No.
before you boop,
I'm sure I have. Oh, actually, I do have quite a bit of rerolls. I
Okay.
think I might just reroll that.
I was gonna say
instead.
boop or reroll, your choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that again. This is a much easier when I'm not sliding around. It really don't have much. I promise it's real easy. I don't. Okay, no, it's totally easy.
Okay.
I'm okay.
With that, you reach the far side. You do scramble across. You do get your footing behind you, and you are able to now hold a rope. So, for each person to cross, you will have the advantage of the rope. I do need to see a DC 10, athletics or acrobatics, your choice. If you manage to fail by 5 or more, catastrophe happens. You've got your equipment, so you're able to secure the rope on either side. So if I could see whoever would like to go first, athletics. Rob, you're getting. That was not a not a big
It's
success,
fine.
but it is a success.
That's good.
Rob's shaking.
Real
Get
fast.
on. He's gonna hold out. Chiquito's gonna hold out his hand as you get close enough. Get on over here, Rob. You're okay.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You're a good egg.
Take a deep breath. Go next.
Oi!
Hold on.
Oh, advantage? No, you had advantage.
Bandit,
So
yes.
advantage is good. That's a critical success. But the red coming up first made me nervous.
That's scary. Rob, you might hold on to this rope too. Help me out a bit.
Sure.
Okay.
But since it wasn't a critical fail,
That is
I'm going to
good.
slide right across.
You got it. Boop, boop.
Aaron, hold out your hand. Come on over too.
Okay,
Easy
I'm
does
driving.
it. Easy does
Burkett's just like floating back and forth.
it. Hey, don't
Oh,
show off there,
Don't
Bert.
get in the way, Burkett.
Yaz or Show, who would like to go next?
I have to hold the rope, so yeah, you're up.
Okay. We're making.
Athletics or acrobatics, your choice. DC is a 10. Fail by 5 or more, and catastrophe happens.
I see.
And have advantage.
And you do have advantage.
Okay.
You are
Awesome.
fine. Whoopoo!
All right.
Show.
We're gonna have to pull show very slowly.
So Chiquito, you're putting ice down to block the pit.
I'm definitely putting ice down, and I'm kind of leaning over, trying to hold your. Kind of. Once you get here, I'm trying to catch you.
There's not going to be much slowing me down. I have to leap this thing, and I don't have a rope slowing me down.
I mean, I'm gonna move. I'll move out of the way.
I'm going.
All right.
Here we
So here's what we're gonna do. Chiquito, since you are playing support, you will make an Arcana DC 10, and if you
Okay.
succeed, show will have advantage. If you fail, show will be at a straight roll.
All right. You can put your trust in me. We're gonna be okay.
Be all right.
We're gonna be okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's not too bad.
Everything was right.
All right. So, show, you're gonna have to do a real bad, and you did fine. You have all crossed over the spiky trap.
Get on over here, show. Not
Got
too
it.
bad.
A little bit of steadying yourselves, a little bit of stabilizing, and whoopoo! There is a new hallway for you to explore when you're ready.
I will coil up the rope and head down.
You got it. Fancy looking hallway has two options available to you. There is an option to go north and an option to go south. Check that out. How fancy. The door to the north is a door to the north. The door to the south is a door to the south.
Oh,
That's incredible.
It's not just a clever name.
Flip a coin.
That's a good way to determine fate.
So far,
I'll flip
Good.
this medallion. Here we go.
Woot, 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 woot.
High or low?
Creepy left or
Left or
creepy right?
I don't know. Don't
so-
look.
So this is an evil medallion that landed straight on edge. See that?
Oh,
On a two-sided
it.
on a two-sided coin, it landed on side number 3.
I kick it.
It just starts rolling away.
Oh, damn it. Oh, well. There goes that one. I say, let's maybe take a peek-see, and then we could go for. I mean, we got Burkett here. We could just be asking Burkett to go maybe take a look for us.
Sure.
that is true.
Maybe.
Burkett looks over at you all.
Sorry, what was the question?
That's exactly what Burkett wants to know.
Get on over there.
I'm mentally catching up.
I believe Burkett was being voluntold to go check out one of the two doors, either north or south. But
Oh, yeah, he
I
would
will
do
need to know what you would like him to report back on.
Okay, Birkin. One. One if there's enemies. 2 if empty. Let's start with the north.
Okay. So he goes in and gives you a 2 when he comes
Okay.
back out.
No enemies. Okay. All right. Again. 1 if there was flooding, and 2 if there's no flooding.
Burkett looks at you and is like,
Oh, it's a little both. There might be water in there.
Burkett's like, yeah.
Okay, there's water in there, but possibly not flooded. Okay. Okay. Any more questions I should ask him at this point? That's the only 2 I could think of, is if they're water or enemies.
We gonna be safe going through that, or is that water gonna spill out on us?
Oh yeah, 1 if we're safe, 2 if we're not.
It takes a little reinforcing on the whole safe thing, but there does not seem to be trouble in opening the door. And it's not like there's
Okay.
water waiting for you.
Okay. All right, let's try this exercise one more time to the south. 1 if there's enemies, 2 if there's no.
Oh, enemies. Lots of enemies. 1 and 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 1.
I just keep scratching at the air. So danger to the, what was it, south?
Yep.
Probably no danger to the north.
Well,
I guess
no danger first then, yes?
I like that idea.
Yep.
Okay. I will go to the north.
You got it.
Rob would like to check that door.
Sure. Checking out that door reveals no traps.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
All right. Do what you do, show.
I'll open it.
You got it.
This is what I do, right?
You got it. And with that, you see that water not only flows through this room,
Ah.
it floats. Entering a hole in the western wall 2 feet off the floor is a stream seemingly suspended in midair. It flows out of another hole near the northeast corner. The water is about 3 foot deep, and you can see a few blind cavefish being carried along in the brisk current. On either side of the door are a total of 6 kayaks, each able to carry 2 riders, but there are no paddles to be found.
Look at my glaive. One part will, one side will work.
The
Kind
water
of
is
paddle-like.
going. Which way did you say the water's
The
going?
water is entering from the west and flowing out to the northeast. Wait, let me make sure I did that right.
Really?
Yes, so it comes this way.
It is maybe going the way we wanted to go to get to the crab room.
This is possibly true.
Will it dump us in the boiling water?
Well, if we're in boats, we could float it up.
In
Could
boiling
I-
water.
Yes.
Could I step closer and just hold my hand like near the water to see if there's heat coming off of it?
Sure. You get a little closer. The water is not hot enough to radiate, but it's also not cold enough that it's sucking heat. You would say lukewarm.
No, okay. Yeah, it feels comfortable.
I didn't know he was here.
Yep, I'm here too.
I'm gonna quickly like dart my hand in and take it out.
Sure, you're like, shook, shook. It's like old bath water. Like, it's not warm, but it's not cold.
That's
like-
comfortable water.
It's good swamp water.
That's good.
Could you swim in it?
Could you
I
swim?
mean, it feels like normal water. I'm gonna take a breath and just stick my head in.
You just like stick your head in like a fish goes past. It's water. It is moving reasonably quickly. So you could definitely swim with it. Swimming against it might be a little tricky. It's only about a 3 foot deep, so like most of the strokes you would do would actually take you kind of out of the water. Like you would kick below it and above it.
Mm.
With your tail, you could probably manage.
Okay. He's gonna pop his head back out. He's like, it's possible one way. Other way might lead to difficulties. But I mean, if my tail is strong enough, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, have you been skipping tail days?
What? No, never. Gotta
Okay.
do like, hup and
Yaz only has tail days.
yeah. But I mean, there's canoes.
There
Yeah,
are,
I guess
there are canoes.
There's
I can.
this canoe only has one hole. That's on the top.
And they hold two
Well
people.
done.
My question, or I guess, inference that we can make from this though is, if we do follow this, it will be difficult to get back to this point. So, do we risk checking out the room that has many, 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 many enemies, or ignore that room, go the other way, or third option, we just say like fuck it and go down the river?
Unfortunately, we had Burkett again. Damn, Burkett's still here, guys.
Yeah, Burkett.
If we go down the river here and it goes where we think it goes, to the room with the crab, we have to come back this way because probably one of the 3 treasures is on this side. So I would rather not cross those traps again if I don't have to.
Let me look at that poem again real quick. Let's see, because one of them was about the boiling bubble. Inverted ziggurat. Haven't seen quite that yet. Black razor underneath the garden. So I see something about wave and black razor. Where's the other one? Mentions 2. It's supposed to be the 3rd. Did I miss something?
Right after boiling bubble. Across
All right.
caverns vast where chain links rattle lies Whelm, past waterspouts double.
Oh, there it is. Where
It's got
chain
that
links rattle.
bubble double rhyme.
Yeah. I was expecting them to have like their own like little verse paragraph thing.
I
but
feel
no,
like
they
you're
just,
not picking
they-
up on the craziness of this particular mage. Like the absolute batshittery going on.
Yeah. Who am I to judge his poetry skills?
You're like, I was expecting a haiku.
Yes. That would be lovely. I'm crossed cavern vast. Would the fact that we faced a bunch of ghouls count as crossed?
No.
I don't know what does crossed mean. I think it just means cross.
I think you're right.
Yep.
But chain links,
Probably
like
best
usually
not to.
people, when they think of ghosts, they think like, ooh, rattle the chains. I mean, I look at Burkett. Does he have chains?
Well, we could ask Burkett.
Good.
We could ask Burkett to go into the room and ask that has all of the enemies and see if they're wearing chains.
Hey, Burkett. One, do you remember? If yes, one, they have chains. Two, no, they don't have chains.
2.
I believe that was they don't have chains.
That is what I understood it to be.
Yes. Okay. So no, they don't have chains. Oh,
Then we don't have to go that way.
hold up. Burkett. Can you make one more trip back there? Is there a inverted ziggurat?
Burkett's
real
a
quick.
simple man.
Get out of order.
He's
real
a
quick.
fighting man.
It's
He
an
just-
Upside down pyramid?
Yeah,
An
like, is there an
upside down pyramid. How about we call that? Give me a DC 15 investigation if you can explain to Burkett in his undead state what an inverted
Absolutely.
cigarette is.
Oh, I'm gonna do it I'm gonna have Yaz like poke his hand into the water and try to draw with the water really quick on the floor like they do at like Tokyo Disney, and just like start drawing like kind of like a step pyramid and be like, okay, so a ziggurat, you normally like here's the floor, and then with the water he's gonna go like step, kind of like this, and then it comes down like this, but because it's inverted, you want this to be, it looks upside down.
Okay. So how about a DC 15 investigation as
Okay.
you try and put
Oh,
this
yeah,
one
I
together
sh-
for him? No, I got it. That was
Okay.
actually amazing. So I'm thinking of giving you advantage if you need it here, but let's see
Okay.
what we come up with.
Sorry, I forgot to hit the button.
Oh, no worries.
Investigation. On Yaz's sheet or Birkin's sheet?
Yaz's sheet.
Yaz's sheet, okay. Investigation.
On the nose.
Oh.
A perfect description. So Burkett's like, what? And then you get the drawing out, and he's like, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1.
That's a yes. So, enemies is where the other one is. Which I guess makes sense. That's where you would put something important with a lot of enemies.
I mean, he probably considers them friends, but you know.
Sorry, yes. I don't even know what to call that, but yes.
The enemy of my enemy. And so with that information sussed out, what's the party doing?
We might, if we need to get that other thing, we might need to go there first.
Wait, get which thing first?
I don't know, whatever. I didn't read the damn poem, but I'm assuming whatever the poem. There's something else there. Might as well. I mean, we're not gonna. I personally do not want to go through that metal thing again. Maybe we take care of that first.
I want to know why we're going to be caught.
Did you say caught? I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, while we're here, we can go get it, because the fancy man at Waterdeep would like it in exchange for Wait, he does want it in exchange for your item, correct? Your artifact.
Yes, I think he's looking for two of the weapons equating to the item, and then the third, if recovered, additional rewards to be bestowed upon you.
So there's that. I mean, either way, we're going to have to come back here. So it's a matter of which one we go to first.
We're already here. I sort of feel like we take care of this wing, then we ride the water, because I think that'll take us back to the water one. That way we're not going through those traps again that we're not able to disable, that we would just have to run through again. I mean, if we're gonna face traps, let's at least face a new one.
Okay.
I can get behind that thinking.
I mean, the devil you know, sure, but I have got no better ideas than what we did last time for getting through the metal heating thing.
The devil, you know, but I hate those devils.
Me too. All right.
I'm starting to get bored. I'm going to go stomping one direction or the other. Make up our minds.
It sounds like we want to stomp south.
Okay, stomping south we are doing.
Stomping
great.
south, indeed.
At least I think so. Should I have not said that? Stop, Adrin.
So as Anrin stomps south, there is a door. Beyond that door, you can hear the sounds of animals. You can hear the sounds of water. And you know that there is some sort of inverted ziggurat. Would you all arrange yourselves as you may wish to be when that door is opened?
I'm standing behind Burkett.
Yeah, I'm sending Perkins at the front. I'm standing behind Adrin.
So Burkett is an insubstantial creature. Standing behind him is a little bit,
But maybe he'll suck the life out of anything that comes through
There we
the
go.
door.
So is everybody happy with where they are?
Well, I mean, I could be a little richer and
I
don't know,
feel
more
that's
successful, but I feel like I'm doing okay
All
for where
right.
I'm at.
Other than that,
Lean over to Yaz and Show standing next to him, so I'm sure he's pretty happy.
Wait, what? Yaz just doesn't even understand.
Uh-oh, surprise.
surprise.
Oh,
Surprise.
Jesus.
Well,
Oh, no,
god damn.
We don't need it. Let's go back up.
So, you are looking out and down
Pretty.
into an enormous chamber defined by terraced steps that ring the entire area and descend toward a central enclosure. A few
Indeed, an
feet,
inverted cigarette.
an inverted ziggurat. A few feet south of the door, water laps against the edge of the stone floor. Looking to the side, you can see that the ring of the terrace that lies beyond is a 10-foot deep ring of water, held in by a nearly transparent wall. Another of these watery steps in the terrace is somewhat lower than the first. At the level in between these aquariums, the terrace steps are dry, but the area is still enclosed by a glassy wall like the others.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All of this seems great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
So we probably want to get down to the bottom. Okay, that helps actually.
Oh,
That
wow.
helps a
That's
lot.
really cool. Interesting.
Feeling that
Right.
doesn't-
They're like terrariums.
They
Yeah.
are very much like terrariums and aquariums.
Yes.
Well, I think we should try to skip all that.
Hey,
I believe
Birkin?
you. Burkett looks over like, what? How? No, please.
Okay.
I don't want to
Alright.
die again.
Wait.
I'm going to go to super hell.
Okay, sorry, Birkin.
No, wait. What would you like Burkett to do?
Well, I was going to say something, but Anrin said wait, so I want to
Okay.
listen to Anrin.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any other doors here, right? Around the edge at all?
No doors around the edge at all. At the very bottom area, you can see that there is a door leading out. But you can also see that there are some manticores down there. So there is a door kind of behind this manticore right here. It seems like it would lead out somewhere in this direction below the stairs.
This just makes me upset.
I could put the Hunger of Hadar down there and really make him upset.
Yes, technically you could do that.
Manticore speak? I can't remember. No.
Boy, I hope not. They would be very nasty creatures if they can.
Kind of brutes.
I believe they are just evil beasties. I'm going to double check myself, just in case they did the kobold thing and changed everything on me when I wasn't looking. And nope, they are pretty stupid. Lions and tigers and bat wings and spikes and all sorts of nastiness. Lion-headed, bat-winged, spiky tail, porcupine invested in them.
And man face.
And
Ugly
man-face.
face. With shark teeth.
And weird monkey
Gross.
paws.
Yeah. Rows of shark teeth, too.
It helps them to eat you with.
I want to go ahead and cast Speak with Animals as a
Okay.
ritual spell. If
Sure.
I have that. And I don't have to touch them. I checked. I'm going to go ahead and cast that and see if I can ask the Manticore a question.
Sure. So casting that as a ritual will take 10 minutes. So you can sit there. They're not approaching the doorway that you're in at the moment. Is anyone else doing anything in that 10-minute span? And I don't see anything. So then, could I just have? Oh, go ahead, Chiquito.
No. Just
Okay.
looking to see what's around, pretty much. Just trying to get as much
Sure.
information of what I could see as possible. But
Sure. And could I have someone roll me a fateful D12 to see if that 10 minutes ticks by uninterrupted? A 1 would be interesting. Oh, far side of it.
Okay.
You're fine. So, Andrin, as you gain the ability to speak with animals and you call down to the manticores, when they respond, you realize this is not an animal. This is a monstrosity. You hear various languages mangled together as it responds in an extremely unnatural form of language. It is hatred, it is death, it is hunger. What are you asking it or trying to get it to say?
I was going to ask it if any of its food ever went through that door.
No. It looks back at that door, and you've got a pretty good sense for animals. You realize that door is something it fears. The thing that goes through that door is not food.
Okay. And then I want to ask it if the thing that comes through that door is death. Let's ask it that way.
It is definitely. You get the same kind of fear response from it that you get from animals confronting dragons and other beasts that are just beyond them, that they just have a built-in fear for, but it can't express it beyond that.
Okay. So I am going to thank it as monstrous as it is what it is. And then I want to ask one of it looks like a seal that's really gone very badly wrong and has a cat face on it, whatever those green things are.
You mean the sea lions?
Yes.
It's a sea lion. How can you mistake that for anything other than a sea
I got
lion?
really close.
You're so on the nose with it. The the sea lion, again, a monstrosity, not any natural creature.
I
Seeking
like that.
seeking
cool.
intelligence from it, it just cannot respond to you the way an animal would or should. What sort of answers are you seeking from it?
I just want to know if it can get out.
It you kind of get a little like come a little closer, and I'll show you.
Okay, so I'm going. You guys, I think that I don't know why I'm saying you guys. It is really clear to me that these are very unnatural creatures. They are for us to come through, and what looks safe is not safe, and what looks like it might be dangerous is more dangerous than we even imagine. The manticores are afraid of the door.
I'm resisting the urge to ask Birkin what's behind the door. Very hard. I don't even think Birkin can get past all those things.
So, I was really not expecting to get those answers. I thought maybe get something like, a wizard flashes in and drags them off, but I don't like that line in the poem of will be caught.
Well, if we're going to recover these items, we're going to go through the poem. If we
only
don't want
need
to
two.
recover them,
Well, we
I
only
don't want-
need 2 for what you need, but we know that Yaz might need that third one.
But it's not here, is it? Do we need all
That's the
three?
one
Yeah,
we think we walked away from it.
The
we
boiling
need to
bubble.
trade 2 for your relic. The third might give us things that we can use.
relic.
We could go back and face the crab, because one crab is better. It's granted it got the boiling water, but then we would have that one item.
Well, if we just got down to the bottom without having to go through all of this stuff, I mean,
But I think we have to go through all of this stuff.
no, I can turn into an eagle and drop us all down there.
I can
And
jump
what
it.
happens when something comes through the door?
Well, bad things are going to happen. we're in a nasty dungeon. We either are going to, risk stuff to get these items, or we're not. But
If we're not, then let's leave.
yeah,
Let's see.
We were here to gain what we needed to get your relic, and perhaps some items to help us on our way.
we gotta take out these.
well, and Yaz
These
has
guys,
said
I
there's a
guess.
potential connection to wave, like the
So
prophecy.
So at the
So-
very least, we will recover that one.
Well, I'm just letting you know what they told me.
Yep. I mean, unless we find ourselves some safe way down, the quickest way. I mean, we could see them now. So, I mean, the best thing to do might. If they're not gonna, I don't think they're gonna take there's too many of them to even think that we're gonna be able to take kindly to each one of these creatures.
But if
unfortunately.
we can clear over the first 3 and only have to deal with the manticores at the bottom, that is more manageable.
Sure.
Well,
And there are glass walls. If you can make it in one jump, that could land you down there with the manticores. If you can fly, that could do it. You could possibly jump wall to wall to wall and run down on the wall tops, but that seems rather dangerous.
If I place Hunger of Adar right there, I could hit all 3 manticores and then some sea lions. Maybe.
Don't break the glass.
That's the
Yeah.
only thing. That's the only thing is questionable.
Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
I'm looking around. Does it look like a storm cloud maybe could go could be up around the top here?
I mean, it
Bit
looks
of
like
a-
you're indoors, if that's what
Yeah.
we're
I'm
asking
just
about.
asking. I don't know.
So for call lightning, you just need something that can fit a 60-foot radius, right?
Yeah, I mean that looks.
I don't think
quite
it's gonna
good.
do here.
Oh man, we gotta stick it.
You're almost though. Like you are so close.
You do a little remodeling, just before the battle.
He wants me to go around to the sides and start taking down the walls.
We could do that. We might as well. It seems.
We'll take the time.
Well, if you can't control the arms of Hadar,
Not the arms of Hadar, the hunger of Hadar.
hunger of Hadar. Hadar.
So
Hold the
with
door.
I will put the information in the chat so we just have it.
Yes.
'Cause
There's the
There we
big
go.
black death ball with the slimy stuff inside.
20-foot radius.
Well,
It doesn't
Ungodly.
do anything except for create a warp. I mean, in the fabric of space, and the area is difficult terrain.
and
And creep-
murders anything that's in
And
it.
it murders stuff that's in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
does.
it's not going to break the glass.
I don't know.
Hmm.
If the glass can be broken by cold or acid, it might.
It's a creature that takes that.
Yeah.
Any creature.
Yeah,
Any
but
creature.
if it's dealing the damage, I don't know. That'd be up to Casey.
Yeah, I would say it does not do damage except to creatures.
Well, in that case,
Let me know when, and I can make it happen.
Cool.
And I can do 2d6 cold damage when it starts its turn in the area.
get ready.
Okay?
Just
So I
Okay.
have confirmation. Should we adjust our positions or just go for it?
I think we just wait to see what happens when Hadar hit.
When we
There.
wake up with our.
Okay.
When-
Let's see. Make sure I can do so. Let's see. So that is 20 feet. Okay. So if I can cast it from there. So okay, he's gonna crack his lizardy knuckles, wiggle his fingers, and probably do some very ungodly patrony things, and then just
Okay. So as you start to do this, you are going to need line of sight to where you're going to invoke this at, which
Oh.
means that the manticores are going to be able to look back at you.
right.
Manticores do happen to have a ranged attack, so what I will need you to do is beat them on initiative to get
Mm.
this spell off and then get out of the way before they can return fire.
Fair.
So, let's go ahead and give you 3 manticore initiatives.
Okay.
And Manticore number 1. Manticore
Initiative's
number
a skill check.
2. Manticore number 3.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
All
gonna be a
right.
tough one.
So let's see a Yaz initiative.
Deep breath. Beg to the patron. Ah.
I almost cursed.
This is an reroll, I guess.
All right.
Did we get one while we were out? Because I don't have any
No.
more. Okay. Yeah, no, that's what I got.
All right. So, Yaz, at this point, what we're working on is trying to sneak up, cast, get out of there. You start to do your incanting and thing, and the manticore's ears perk up, and the tails just whip and send those over at you before you're able to withdraw. So you will get to cast your spell.
Okay.
Manticores, two manticores get their attacks off.
Okay.
Manticores, unfortunately, get a lot of attacks. So you are about to get 6 tail spikes at you. Thankfully, with your 150-foot range, you are at long range for them. So it is disadvantages. So here comes 6 disadvantages tail spikes. 1,
Yay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is going to miss. 14?
Meets it, so beats it.
All right, so 7 points there, 8 points there, 5 points there, 10 points there. So that is 15, 23, 30 points of damage.
Okay. Wow, that really hurt.
Worth it.
Yes.
I'm alive though.
You get your spell off. Boom. And things start getting nasty down in there. What is the radius of your hunger?
20 feet? 20-foot radius. Yes.
20-foot radius. So
And
you
I
can
casted it. I think I casted it right. Dang it, things. I think it was right here.
That's okay. So you can fill the whole bottom area. How
okay.
long does Hunger of Hadar last for?
Up to 1 minute.
Up to 1 minute. At 1 minute, which is 10 rounds, they could possibly survive. So go ahead and give me 10 sets of damage, which for Hunger of Hadar would be roll me 20d6. Roll me 20d6 and 20d6, so roll me 40d6 damage.
Sure.
It's /r space 40d6.
40d6. Okay, I was about to ask, how do I type that? 'Cause what do I do?
Just do one at a time.
Hey.
All right, that is a lot more than they've got. So, congratulations, you have successfully killed off the manticores.
I have never rolled that much damage in my entire life.
The sea lions are able to move out of the way. They do take a little bit of damage, but get out of there after the first round or so.
Do people want me to fly you down?
It's probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm burning a big spell, but it's the only big spell I have anyway.
I might drink a healing potion or 2 or 3.
I could maybe take one with me. Well, I couldn't jump as far if I carry someone.
No, I can ferry you guys back. I mean, I got it long enough. As long as I don't take any damage, it's no big deal. I can turn into a giant eagle and just
Sounds good.
ferry us back and forth. And then I might just stay an eagle for a while and just walk around like, "What's up, guys?"
Well, I will take the risk of going down there if this is what it is. If everyone else is risking this to help me to get that.
Oh, there's no reason for that though. I can fly us down, fly back up, I can grab 2 of you at a time, and ferry us all down to the bottom level without us having to go through all the levels. There's just, I mean, if I'm going to burn the spell, there's no reason for anybody to take a risk.
I'm just worried about the door, but okay.
Well, the door's going to be bad, but
2d4 plus 2,
as
yes.
far,
All right,
as far as
2.
sorry, Casey, I guess it's probably likely that I'll polymorph into a giant eagle in the future again too.
Okay,
Do you need
no
to add
worries.
2 more to that, Jenna?
Huh? Oh, you're right.
So what I'm going to ask you to do is there are other creatures about, so I will be asking for a initiative roll from the giant eagle. And basically what this is managing to burst through the door in such a way that they don't have a blocker in the way for you, so you can get your friends down to the ground. And it's going to be, curiously, the sea lions acting as the defensive team. So
Did you see my roll? Because for some reason when I did beyond 20, it sent it to the GM.
Oh, I do see it. I don't know why it sent it to me there, but yep,
Okay.
you're in at a 15.17, and I've got 4 sea lions with which to beat a 15. Just a moment here. Sea lion number 1,
Nice.
number 2, number
Oh.
3,
Oh.
number 4.
Okay.
All right. 2 of them managed to get defenses. And what those defenses are is sea lions can curiously jump 25 freaking vertical feet. So as you fly
I
over,
don't have a ton of hit points.
they leap up into the air and try and drag you down. There will be 2 batches of
Who am I
attacks
carrying?
going against the giant eagle. And who is on giant eagle back at this point?
I'll say I went
Volunteer.
on. I'll
I
say.
can
Oh,
carry
okay.
2 at a go. So who's going with me?
Whee!
it's
Me.
Chiquito and Anrin first.
Anrin.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so
All right.
Chiquito and Anrin. On the Chiquito and Anrin voyage, we got a bite and 2 claws coming for the first sea lion at Giant Eagle. Bite, claw, claw. Oh, those are going to be
Jeez Louise.
bite and a claw.
All the bite and the claw hit. Yep.
All right, so that was 23 points of damage. Are you still a Giant Eagle?
Yep.
All right, we got a bite, claw, claw from the second one.
Nope. Yes. Yeah, I'm no longer an eagle.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, so Sea Lion Defensive Squad taking you down. And we are going to perch you right here. We got Anrin, Rob Oaks, and Chiquito?
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Okay. So you are all of a sudden just riding Rob. Rob's flapping his arms like frantically. You are falling. You have two
I have
choices.
no idea. I need to take a little bit of extra damage, don't I?
Do you?
I had 3 hit points left before the second wave of attacks.
Oh, okay. So the second wave of attacks, will just get you with the claw. Ooh, which is actually
Holy shit.
25-point claw. So let's go ahead and give it a
Rob's
quick
not
sort.
looking good.
All right. You are falling. You've got 2 options. You can either try and land on the ledge, which is only a 5 to 10 foot drop, no damage, but would leave you perched on the ledge. You might fall backwards into the water. Or you can choose to just go straight for the floor, definitely take your d6 of damage, but you hit the floor on the middle, no chance of landing in the water. Would you prefer to take the assured damage, or would you like to try and stick your landings?
I'll take the assured damage.
You got it.
I'll take that damage.
You got it.
2.
You each take 3 points of damage, and you hit the floor. Boom, boom, boom. You can see this. Good.
Do you have any way of getting across that?
That's like a 30-foot drop to the bottom, right? 40-foot drop to the bottom. Like if they were to run and jump it.
If you were to run and jump it, it would be 10 feet for each step. So 10 there, 10 there,
20,
10
30,
there,
40.
about 40 feet to the bottom.
So that's 24 points of damage max.
It's how far of a drop down you said? 10 feet?
40 feet down.
To the absolute bottom.
To the absolute bottom.
This.
Yeah, so
Each
10 feet.
space is 10.
Yeah, each chunk is 10.
But then there's a
Yeah.
glass or something
I mean, I
that
have.
we have to get through.
Yeah.
So you could basically, if you're trying to be acrobatic about it or athletic about it, you could jump 10 feet, hit the glass, jump 10 feet, hit the glass, jump 10 feet, hit the glass, and then jump down to the bottom, like taking super huge stair steps. But that will be an
You have to
increasing
balance on the
difficulty.
edges of the glass.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Yaz would be able to do that well. I have Blink, where I take the chance of possibly getting down there safety in steps for a minute, but
Well, I can get me down there, but I don't think I can get you.
that is fair.
If I carry you, I can't jump as far.
Correct.
Rob, do you have any healing potions?
I do. But I have 1 regular and 1 greater, or I have 2 greater actually. I'm holding onto the 2 greater for the party. So
I got
One.
a few things. I got healing spirit and whatnot.
I'm actually okay for I can heal myself too. So I mean I still got actually quite a bit of spells left here.
So, Casey, I'm going to rage.
Okay.
And my instinctive pounce then lets me move 15 feet as part of that action. I'm going to use that as my running jump, use my reaction to double my jump distance, and I land here. but I will take the fall damage, but I have resistance to it. I technically have resistance to it twice, but I think it only counts once.
Only counts once. There are a few very special items that double up resistance. One of them is being sported by a party member. But it doesn't happen to be you. 4d6 points of damage as you hit the ground. 19. And then cut that in half down to 9. That leaves only Yaz up above. Yaz, are you heading down there, or are we splitting the party?
I don't want to split the party. Those sea lions are scary, man.
They are scary beasties.
I'm trying to think if I got a way to help you, but I don't. I don't have
I know,
anything good yet. My last bard had Bigby's hand, and that would have been awesome. But
Awesome. I mean,
technically
I can,
Borkby's hand, but you know.
I can summon a I can summon a beholderkin, but he hovers, and I don't know if hovering would work well. That's not exactly flying.
I mean, I think if we all think back to our cultural history, we know the answer to this. Just like in Back to the Future 2, you gotta have power. If you just hover over the water, you end up standing there like a fool, kicking the water.
You Bojo.
This is true.
So how about this? Because we're at a point where parties need to make a big decision, and we are getting close to 11 o'clock. Let's call it an evening here. We'll give you the week to think up a creative solution to this situation, because depending on how good or bad you do, it might be a dog pile with about 12 monsters, and plus something that these 12 monsters are scared of. And if we get into that starting at 11 o'clock, that might run us a little bit long. So,
True. I do have a question, though.
Yeah.
Is there anything above me that I could, like, tie something securely?
Anything above you where?
Just, like, above me, like maybe
On the
like a
ceiling.
door, like a door hinge.
So
or
there
something.
is a door. You could shut the door with the rope in the door, at which point you would have a rope in a door. There's nothing like Indiana Jones style that you could whip out that way.
Nah, it'd still be too far because that's 50 feet, and you'd need a good amount to tie it around like the door hinge securely, if that's even an option, and then toss it to the party. So I was gonna see if I could like do, but no, I don't think I can. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna.
And blink.
I do have
What's-
blink. Blink is I roll a d20, and if I roll 11 or higher, then I can vanish from the plane of existence and reappear 10 feet away from where I vanished. And I could use that to go like down, but there's still like it's still risky. I might as well be jumping, and then I burn a spell slot as well, so it's like not really worth it.
I mean, I could inspire you, and then you could start jumping.
I think that's my only option. I can't think of anything else.
You want to play that out before we call Casey to see if we can get Yaz down?
You know what?
Or
No. So let's save on that one, because I think that was where I was thinking you were going to end up.
Okay.
And there is a chance that if the dice are unkind, Yaz is going to end up hugging a giant crayfish, which will mean we'll be in a very creative set of combat. So we'll let everybody give it a week to think it over. We will open up either with a fancy new idea or a die roll that might take us into incredibly dangerous combat, and we'll figure it out from there. So, thanks everyone for joining us this evening. We're going to go ahead and kick out of offline. Thank you again, Potato, for our cool overlay treats. And have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.